It is not surprising that Mr. Kaitzer's business here in Belfast city centre is closing down. Nearly 5 years ago there were 12 antique dealers in Belfast. Now only 6 are left. The constant bombing and destruction in the city has meant that tourists, once the backbone of the trade, have been avoiding Belfast. And as a consequence, the antique business has slumped. Mr. Kaitcer moved to these galleries 3 years ago after his premises in South Belfast were bombed and nearly £500,000 worth of antiques were destroyed. I asked him why he had now decided to leave the city.
Simply because the antique collecting world in Belfast seems to have disintegrated because of security and problems within our community today. The stresses and strains of living in the Northern Ireland community seems to have beaten or bombed out most of our antique dealers. People who buy paintings and furniture usually come to view them, husband and wife. But unfortunately, poor old husband has got too many problems in his own business to be able to spend the time. People are not coming into the centre of Belfast. We're in the security barriers. We happen to be the last antique dealer in the centre of Belfast. And we think that we're not going to take a chance because of insurance problems of being bombed out again, having already been bombed out 2.5 years ago.
How are other dealers doing?
We happen to be the last antique dealer in the centre of Belfast. George McClellan was bombed out and sold out again last week after 2 years. Tony Thompson gave up. John Lavery, Fortune, was bombed out. We, as you know, were bombed out 2.5 years ago in our shop and 5 times already at the Europa Hotel Boutique.
Indeed.
So how many more chances can we take?
What kind of goods are you putting on auction next week?
All our stock, which comprises of English Victorian paintings, paintings by celebrated Irish artists Yeats, Connor, Middleton, Carr, French animalier bronzes, antique and Victorian silver, porcelain, china, Waterford glass, and objet d'art.
And what sort of price do you expect these to fetch?
Oh, plenty. I think that we were really surprised on the opening evening to find that people braved the elements and other risks to come out in force on Tuesday.
Well, are people actually buying things as well as looking at them?
Yes, I think so. Although, you know, when people go out to buy antiques, they've got to look around and make their mind up. We find that there isn't what we call a lot of impulse buying, but people know what they've got in mind, and they do buy when they see.
And these
what
are
they want.
local people, are they?
A lot of local people, 1 or 2 English people, and quite a few people from down south. After last night, a terrible state. You're all very well aware about the scare, and we're all very, very thankful that everything was preserved, because it is such a pity that as a result of what nearly happened, we could have lost all our stocks. Shameful to think that such items of beauty could be destroyed overnight, centuries of history and art.
Do you think dealers might be reluctant to hold another exhibition of this kind?
I think, to the contrary, dealers will definitely hold another exhibition.
Our father suffers from blood pressure and requires daily medication for this purpose. Our father's parents are both in their late 70s, and they and we are greatly distressed and worried. We appeal to the people who are holding our father not to harm him and to allow him to return safely to us. It is not possible for us to meet the demands made by the kidnappers. That is the end of the statement that the Kaitcer family have asked us to issue on their behalf.